Hey, what's going on? What's going on? It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. What's today's date? March 28th. We are streaming live on all platforms. All platforms, because why not? Hope everybody is having an amazing morning, uh, evening for some, depending on where you are in the world. And we are going to begin to chop it up here in a sec. Shout out if you're joining in. Shout out if you're joining in. If you can chat. What's been going on? What's been going on? So today is a conversation about a topic where I hope that if you see the topic, it's not something that gets you down, something that kind of maybe piques your interest in the same light. It's a hopefully a reflective question. What's up, brother Kelly? Man, that's my guy right there, brother Kelly, bro. We gotta get back in contact, man. I'm checking you out, man. Loving all the things you continue to do, brother. Peace and blessings back at you, my brother. Shining some big lights on some huge things. So we want to talk about today a topic, like I said, what if tomorrow doesn't come? And if you were looking at the news yesterday, there's always news happening, and things are happening in the world. Just there's some amazing things happening in the world, and there were some challenging things happening in the world, obviously. And I don't want to highlight one specific thing that happened yesterday, but there are some things in the news that can that struck that kind of touch me, and I really wanted to continue to have a discussion about the reality. This is real that tomorrow did not come for some folks from yesterday. All right, I'm gonna say it again. There's some folks from yesterday that were alive, breathing, that tomorrow did not come. That tomorrow being today. And I don't want to parse words. I don't want to get wrapped up um, in in the some details that we when we kind of parse around these types of thoughts and words and ideas around certain things tomorrow, today, yesterday. I just want to talk factually that there's today and there's today. And what does that mean? Yesterday, it did happen. Don't get me wrong, and we give it a term. We call it yesterday because it happened prior to today, and we say tomorrow because it has not happened yet. And I am convinced that we still to this day are not valuing and taking the opportunity to pull everything that we can gather from today and to give everything that we can in today. What if tomorrow doesn't come? The fact of the matter is, everyone's tomorrow will not come. And at some point, my tomorrow will not come. I fully understand and embrace the thought that when we're young, when we feel vibrant, when we feel we have good life in us, or we're no nothing's really hindering us from anything, and we feel fairly invincible. I get that. I get where that comes from. It's an idea that I feel a certain way, and so I just automatically assume that tomorrow will come, that I have another opportunity, I have another chance. And look, I don't want this to be a conversation, even when you leave today from listening to this video or being here in live. I don't want us to leave here feeling gloom and doom. I want us to feel excited because I believe if we can fully embrace that tomorrow may not come and fully embrace that there will be a day where tomorrow does not come, that we will activate today. There was a video I've seen it a number of times. I watch TikTok. People, listen, we can debate about TikTok privacy, all that good stuff, and I get it. And there's some good, bad, ugly, all types of stuff with wrong, all things in life. We can do that debate. We can have that debate. But I'm a TikTok watcher. My feed tells me what I'm invested in. So I just want you to remember that your feed tells you what you're invested in. My feed gives me some amazing videos. I'm following some amazing folks. And there's a video that keeps popping up about a gentleman who asked, if I gave you $10 million today, would you take it? Would you be excited? And the gentleman says, of course I'd be excited. You gave me $10 million, I'd be ecstatic. Like I'll be living my best life. And then he said, well, hold on. You would be living your best life, but if I said that you would not wake up tomorrow, would you still want the $10 million? The guy says, of course I would not want the $10 million. I want to live. I want to live. He was quick. He didn't hesitate. Can't do anything with $10 million if I'm not alive. It's a powerful video. Yeah, you're right. What's up, family? Michelle, what's up, family? It's a powerful video, but I still think it falls on deaf ears. Many people will try and dismiss it. Well, nobody's going to give me $10 million. Nobody. That's not even a real situation. So I don't even, we totally miss the meaning of the video. He goes on to ask, well, then what's really important to you? These false kings that we present in our life, these symbols that we present in our own life because of this worldly thing. We say money's important, but the gentleman, obviously money wasn't that important because he says, I will not accept $10 million if I can't wake up in the morning. It's these, you right, bingo, you got it. These false idols. Money is a false idol. The job you have is you adopt it. Well, I'm a this, I'm a that. Well, yeah, for the interim, yeah. I mean, that's the role you have, but you're more than that. You're more than a CEO. You're more than a CEO or COO. You're more than a waitress. You're more than a nurse. You're more than a doctor. You're more than a janitor. You're more. You're more. The man challenged and said, well, if you're not willing to take all this money, if there's no number that you would exchange for your life, then if there's no number that you would exchange for your life, then what is it that you value then? I value living. I value my family. I value the time that I have here to spend with my friends. I value joy. I value precious things that you can't quantify, you can't exchange for money. I'd rather be here living and you exchange with me any monetary amount, I think on the core, we can fundamentally understand the exchange in the video. We can fundamentally agree that most of us, I would think most of us, I mean 99.99% would say, no, you cannot pay me off in exchange for me not to be living tomorrow. And if that's the case, then I'm going to ask you today to ask the question, what if tomorrow doesn't come? What if it doesn't come? What if it actually doesn't come? It didn't come for some people today. There were people that were living yesterday that are not living today. I did not know that my dad would pass when he passed. It creeped up on me. I had for a couple of years in my mind processed how many more months or years we may have. He's older, but he's a champ, so he's gonna live for a few more years. I know I got a few more years to reconcile our relationship. I know I have a few more years. He's good, right? He's good. He's been hanging on, leaning in for a while now. So I have a couple of more, right? When it hits, it hits. Life doesn't operate in a little bit more time just because you feel as such. And when it happened, it happened. And then there came a day where tomorrow didn't come for my dad. At that moment, I knew I had to do a few things. I needed to reconcile not only my false sense of security, even though I knew it was a false sense of security. But I even had to have a conversation with my son. I said, I can't wait. I have to speak with my son. Now, mind you, appropriate age, I don't know. My son's 9, and I see it's time. I need to really fully embrace this opportunity, let him understand that God willing, I will live a long life. But understand one thing, son, tomorrow is not promised. I want you to live fully today. I want you to, if you can, say, I love you today. I want you, if you can, forgive today. I want you, if you can, acknowledge today. I want you, if you can, be kind today at all costs. Be kind. We have our ups and downs. I get it. We're human, but I always challenge myself. I know you're having a down moment, Glenn, but if you can in this moment today, go ahead and lean into kindness. If you can, go ahead and lean into forgiveness. I'm not saying you're going to be perfect. I'm not saying you're going to execute every moment, but what I am saying is when that moment comes, challenge yourself to understand that the question should remain, what if tomorrow doesn't come? And if you in that moment can still affirm for yourself whatever the behavior that you are exhibiting, then it is what it is. But are you asking the question, what if tomorrow doesn't come? Tomorrow didn't come for some folks today. And even more importantly, tomorrow will not come for some folks who are living today. It's a fact of life. And I think many of us will try and correlate that this conversation is a gloom and doom conversation. But there's another way we can look at it. There's another way we can ask the question. We can ask the question, like I started off asking, what if tomorrow doesn't come? Or we can reposition our minds and our hearts and ask the question, what if tomorrow doesn't come? What if tomorrow doesn't come? Well, what will I do today? What will I do today? Can't beat tomorrow. You can't win over tomorrow. You can't trick tomorrow. You don't know what tomorrow entails. We don't know what tomorrow may have. But I know that we have today. So what if tomorrow doesn't come? What if tomorrow doesn't come? What will I do today? How will I live today? I want us to challenge our thinking. I want us to not only challenge the questions that we're asking, but I want us to challenge how we're asking the question. Not only at that time, in the moment of last summer in 2022, I was going through the process of losing my father, but at the same time, I didn't even know it. I was battling my own health. I was in a bad way, and I didn't even know it. And though I was in a season of grieving, that my dad's tomorrows were limited. Season of grieving. I was battling myself. Months would pass, and I would find myself on my bathroom floor, gasping for air. I haven't talked about this a lot. Gasping for air because I couldn't breathe. And I don't know if you've ever gasped for air before. I don't know if you ever known anyone to experience this scary moment whereby in which we cannot get air. You can't breathe. It happened a couple of times prior to this moment on the bathroom floor. But when I was on the bathroom floor, this is when it was the most intense. I felt it was coming to a time in where I literally felt life coming from my body. I'm not trying to be over dramatic either. I'm just giving you like it was. It was in the moment on the bathroom floor where I was trying to breathe. And I've been suffering through some diagnoses where my bronchial tubes were clogged, and it was a big deal. It was a thing that the doctors couldn't figure it out, and I couldn't figure it out. But in the moment of not being able to grasp air, I literally felt as though my physical body was being shut down. Couldn't breathe. But in that moment, I didn't pray the prayer that I thought I would pray. I did something totally different in this moment. I come full circle from some times where the prayer normally would have been, God, don't take me now, right? God, don't take me now. That's literally what many of us would pray when we're in a moment like we don't want to die like you mean. I'm smiling, but it's pain in that moment. God, don't take me now. But that's not the prayer I prayed. I literally in that moment on the bathroom floor, grasping for air, I literally took the moment to pray the prayer. Thank you, God, for all you have done. This is my time. I just want to say thank you before next level, whatever happens next. I want to get it out. Thank you. I'm not sharing this to say that I'm the best Christian ever. I'm not sharing it for no applause. I'm sharing that to share with you this, that I recognized that I've been shifting my life. And in that moment where I would have normally cried out to keep me alive, God, I immediately went to thank you. And if you can understand it, if you can receive that, I want you to receive that. In that moment, I really immediately went to thank you. I mean, I want to live. Don't get me wrong. But I want but I want it today. I want it in that moment, in today, because tomorrow wasn't promised. I want it in that moment. If I had another word in my body, another syllable that could come out, another moment the air could be produced for me, I needed to say first and foremost, if nothing else could be said, I needed to say thank you. Now, I don't know what you're going through right now. I don't know where you are in your life, but I'm asking you a question right now. If tomorrow doesn't come, have you said thank you yet? You said thank you. I don't want us to waste the time to ask the obvious questions of God. God, I want to live longer. Can you make that happen? God, I want more abundant blessings. I get it. Those are some obvious questions. But tomorrow doesn't come. Have you said thank you? Have you said a kind word to someone? Have you forgiven? Are you living in your gifts? Are you doing what brings you joy? A lasting happiness. What if tomorrow doesn't come? What if it what if it doesn't come? We know that there will be a day where it doesn't come. In that moment where I said thank you and I was on that floor and the doctors still didn't have an answer, I knew that the doctors don't have an answer, guy. I'm gonna say thank you. I know you've got an answer, but I'm gonna say thank you first and foremost before I ask to keep me alive above ground as long as you can. I'm gonna say thank you because I know tomorrow, one day, will not come. One day, tomorrow will not come. I want to live for the day. It doesn't mean you're not planning for things. It doesn't mean that you're not seeing things. It doesn't mean that you don't envision something for your life. It doesn't mean any of those things. It doesn't mean that you don't have goals and things that you want to accomplish in life. It means none of those things. What it means is though that today is a day that you can affirm is happening, is taking place. It is an opportunity. You can confirm that. You can affirm that. Tomorrow has not happened yet. I got a lot of goals in life. I got a lot of things. I got a 10-year plan. I don't know if 10 years is going to kill me. I pray to God it will, but I got a 10-year plan. There's some stuff I want to do in 10 years. There's some stuff I want to do when I'm 70. Yes, I got that stuff planned. I have an idea in my mind. I got some things written down. I got a lot of stuff I want to get accomplished. I'm not talking about not having objectives, of not having goals, about not having a vision. What I am talking about is understanding that you have a right now. You got a right now. And I believe that many of us are plagued with the tomorrow syndrome. We hold off on tomorrow what we can do today. We hold off our thank yous and our kindness and our love and our compassion for tomorrow. We hold off our forgiveness for tomorrow. But today stands right before you. You think that you have tomorrow, and so because you think you have tomorrow, you have this tomorrow syndrome that says I can do it tomorrow, I can do it next week, I can do it next month. It can wait. Well, I don't know how that's working out for you. But tomorrow is not promised for everyone today. Folks that are breathing right now, living well today, won't see tomorrow. So you can hold on to your forgiveness, you can hold on to your kindness, you can hold on to your love. But my question to you is, Who are you holding it on for? Who? Because just like your tomorrow is not promised, no one's tomorrow is promised. What if tomorrow doesn't come? What are you doing today? I I want to end with sharing you the story about how I wrote my first book. For a few years, I have been writing books. I've written five since. Well, 5 minutes. This is the first book I wrote. Hard work. Many of you have it that watch here and listen to the videos. My friends, all my family. I love you guys for supporting it. This is the first book I wrote. Written 4 cents. So five in all. This one, that was the second one. This is the third one. Trust Life, the fourth one. My Gift Will Make Room was the most recent one. I want to tell you about the book, the first one that I wrote and what got me started writing. And for me, health things are a big thing. I'm always conscious of my health. I know everyone's not. I pray that you may be and that you are. I was sitting in the hospital. I was going for MRIs. I was getting some MRI scans, brain MRIs. And if you ever had an MRI before, it's kind of especially a brain MRI, it's kind of a scary experience. And I'm sitting in the hospital, and I was supposed to go in. They were supposed to see me immediately when I walked in the hospital. But unfortunately, I ended up sitting there for like 30, 45 minutes. And while I was sitting in the hospital, I was seeing people walk by back and forth. And you could tell some people were sick. Some people, you couldn't tell what was going on with them. But, it's a hospital. And I'm walking as people are walking back and forth. I'm in my mind processing. I wonder what's going on with them. I wonder what's happening with them. You get to asking yourself questions. And I was asking myself questions, what's happening with them? And I know people are looking at me. I look fairly healthy, but I'm going in for a brain MRI. Brain MRIs are serious, listen to me. And all I could process was, my God, what if something is going to come up on this brain MRI, this scan? I don't know what it is, but I started thinking about my tomorrows that may not come. I started counting tomorrows. How many more tomorrows do I have? I don't know. That moment, it struck me that, what are you scared of? Are you scared of death? Because you know death is coming. So you can't be scared necessarily of something that you know is coming. In that moment, I kept questioning myself, what is it that I'm really sitting here pondering? Like, I understand that death is going to happen. Yes, I'm young and I want to live a longer life. And yes, it seems a little premature right now that I would be going through something of this nature. But I also understand that we can't just guess what's going to happen in our lives. We know that things do happen. So what is it that am I scared of? What am I fearful of in this moment? I couldn't process it. I had never fully really asked myself the question. I wonder if you've ever asked yourself that question. And I came to a space in that 30 minutes I sat there. I wasn't scared of death. I wasn't scared of death. That wasn't it. I had to check myself. I had to humble myself in this moment. I had to get real with me. Sitting in that hospital chair before I took my brain MRI, I had to get real. It's not death you're scared of. I was scared to die having not lived fully. I don't know if you heard that. And I don't know if that's something that you've battled or maybe battling. I was scared to leave this earth having not fully lived in my gift. I knew I had not taken the opportunity to live into today. I was not living in today's. I was living into tomorrow's. I was living into the future. I will put it off. Oh, I'll do it. I'll do it when I get to it. I'll say that when I need to say it. I was scared that I was about to learn that I had limited tomorrows having not lived today. I don't know if you can relate to this. Have you ever asked yourself the question, how am I living in today? It's the greatest fear. I don't think we're scared to die. I think we mask this identity of I'm scared to die. And I would challenge, I'm not gonna say it's everyone, but I'm gonna challenge us on, are we scared to die? Or is it that we have not lived fully? Because we haven't lived fully, we know that tomorrow isn't promised. And when we get an acknowledgement that our tomorrows may be limited, we get tight. You know, if you ever played sports and you get into a moment in sports where it's a crucial moment where you get tight and you can feel the tenseness. I was sitting in the hospital in the chair feeling tense. Not because of what I knew would eventually happen, but because I knew it would happen with me not having lived full. Are you living full? Are you living today? Are you asking the question, what if tomorrow doesn't come? In that moment, I decided I need to live full so that I can die empty. I may have heard that term before. Les Brown coined that term years ago. He said, you got to live full and die empty. In that moment, I said, I am not going to waste another moment. People ask me, Glenn, why you going so hard on writing the books, bro? I said, I don't know if tomorrow will come, bro. I don't know. I'm trying to write as many books as I can get out. You remember when we were younger, I don't know, all my old schoolers, all my Gen X's moments, when we was younger, drop a mixtape in a minute, mixtape after mixtape after mixtape. Like, they just dropping because I got the music, I got to get it out. I got to get it out. I want to live full so I can die empty. I don't want to take none of this stuff with me. I'm convinced that many of us have embraced worldly things that are idols that mean nothing. And then we create this self-suffrage that then takes another load out of us. It wears on us, and years go by, and then we look up one day and we have this disdain, this frustration about life when truly that it wasn't that life did us wrong. It's just that we decided to try and live an external experience without a spiritual awakening. I don't know who I'm talking to, but we can't take the external stuff that we are idolizing with us. It won't go with you. You can leave it behind the folks, and I'll tell you something, it still won't bring as much value as living for today. You won't exchange your life for any type of monetary gain. You wouldn't do it. So why do you put it on the pedestal? Why do you lift it so high? Why do you lift that job role so high, that title so high? Why do you lift all that stuff that brings you empty calories so high? You lift that, the car and the house that you have. I get it. I live in that house. I don't have a car personally, but I get the car. I've had one. I like getting around. I get it. I'm asking you to look inside of yourself and ask yourself, what if tomorrow doesn't come? What are you waiting on? Kindness doesn't need to wait. Love doesn't need to wait. Family time doesn't need to wait. You don't need to wait. I understand that the probability for many of us is that we will see it tomorrow. But tomorrow isn't promised. I want you to live full so that you can die empty. I want you to do all the things that are sitting in your heart that are suggesting that you have all that you need and more to live a life that brings you joy. You don't need to wait till tomorrow. I wrote this book right here, Trust Life. I wrote this book, small, quick read. I wrote it because it's a simple answer to a complex question. Not doctor, but Brother David Staniel Raz says that when you trust life, life will give you good things. Are you trusting life? Are you trusting life? The ebbs and flows, the ups and downs, the back and forth, the unknowns. If you're trusting life, life is going to give you good things. And many of you will intuitively know what I'm talking about when I say if you trust life, it will give you good things. You know what I'm talking about. When you trust life, you don't worry about those who have wronged you. When you trust life, you don't worry about the stuff that you expected to get that you didn't get. When you trust life, you're not concerned about all the negativity that's coming your way. When you trust life, you lean into goodness and you don't worry about that madness. When you trust life, you forgive in the moment right now because there's no reason to wait another month. You're going to forgive now. You're never going to forgive. When you trust life, you lean into what life offers you. It offers you an opportunity of today. You trust life, life will give you good things. What if tomorrow doesn't come? What if tomorrow doesn't come? What then would you do today? I love my people. I love you so much. My peoples, join me. Thanks for joining me today. Bruh, what's going on, IG? What's going on with you, bro? D, Brother Kelly, Sister Michelle, my family, my peoples. I offer you the opportunity to live full and die empty. Hopefully, you're going to do that today, every single day, and share the message. Share the message. Don't wait till tomorrow. See y'all soon.